It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
I'm always fascinated by how people can't understand politicians. They act as though there's some reality that they don't understand, whether it's Trump or whether it's Biden or our own New York City mayor. They look at it the wrong way. I don't care what the person says. What do the people say who believe in him? What do they say? What are they suggesting? Now, over the weekend, it was Palm Sunday, and you had another group, Christians. Then you had the Catholics versus the Christians versus the Protestants. Actually, not versus. I don't mean versus. I don't mean antagonistic. But it was the time. It was the most important moment there is. If ever there was a defining moment, it would be certainly that. Without a doubt. Absolutely, positively, 100%. And over the weekend, they did it again. When I mean the Catholics, and specifically the Pope, Pope Leo XIV. He did it again. He spoke to his group. And his group is very concerned with the devil, Satan, evil, the occult. Now, listen to me. Looking at this very carefully, a lot of people are concerned about evil. I think that goes without saying. But of those particular groups, a subgroup within them, one in particular, is concerned with the devil as something we have to do about. Now, the Protestants, and please, I'm just speaking about groups in general. Protestants will say, I'm with you 100% on this one. We don't have any particular means of addressing that. I don't know if they have necessarily documented people who have been, how do I say this? Possessed, but Catholics have. And there is a very, very quiet but striking warning that has come out again out of the Vatican. And it's not the kind of thing the church raises lightly. Members of, I'm saying this again, the International Association of Exorcists, the IAE. By the way, my dues ran out. It's a wonderful organization. Recently met with Pope Leo to raise some very serious questions about what they describe as, I guess, the growing prevalence or the incidence of Satanism and occult practices worldwide. I mean, they were direct. And the demand was for exorcists rising. And he said the Catholic Church needs 2,000. 2,000. One exorcist per diocese. This is as serious as it gets. Meanwhile, other groups are saying, well, we don't necessarily have a means of directly confronting them. Catholics do. They don't. Now, according to the reports, the group urged the Pope, these are the exorcists, the Pope, to take concrete action now. Code red, DEFCON 1, or is it 4, or whatever the most important is, by ensuring that every Catholic diocese, think about this, has at least one properly trained exorcist priest. This has never been done before. I mean, this is serious, and it signals not just a concern, but urgency. Exorcism within the Catholic tradition is not treated casually. In fact, when I was a kid, listen, if it wasn't until the Exorcist, the movie, we never even heard about it. We kind of knew about it. This was 1973. It's considered rare, serious, and highly controlled. It is a rite. It is performed only by specially trained clergy under the strictest of guidelines. I mean, this is serious. They're like surgeons. So what's driving the concern? Why all of a sudden? Why does this group say this? Well, the Exorcists are pointing to cultural shifts, and notably, they say, the role of, guess what? Digital platforms. Yep. They argue, and this makes exquisite sense, that social media have, in essence, accelerated the spread of paganism, occult symbolism, practices that once existed only on the margins. Just spend a little bit of time. Spend a little bit of time on X. Spend a little bit of time in the right places, and you will see people coming out stars, making signals, Abramovich, spirit cooking, occult, paganism, references to cannibalism. I mean, I don't want to go into detail, but the Epstein files and what's even behind that. I mean, this is now presented in ways that are not only normalized, but glamorized. And that accessibility, according to these exorcists, they're leading the individuals to telling the Pope, you've got to do something now. So Pope Leo reportedly, and by the way, there's a lot that he says that, I agree with. Pope Leo reportedly described the work of exorcists as both delicate and necessary. You can say that. And that phrasing has always reflected kind of the balance of the church. See, the church, again, we never heard of this. There was always like maybe somebody in a village somewhere, was theoretically there. But right now, because of the internet, it's a different story. And the scale of the request is hard to ignore. A call for at least, let me say this again, one exorcist in every diocese. That means everywhere. Roanoke, Spokane, everywhere. It raises a question about how the church is interpreting changes in nature and culture and how social media have changed everything. This is enormous.